You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
What is up, punters and dribblers? Welcome back to another episode of the Hello Sport Podcast, home of unqualified opinion and unwavering bias. And Eddie, I don't know if you can smell that, dude, but I can smell it. Even through my blocked hay fever nose, that's final season, baby, and it's spring. It's a block nose, it's spring, it's final season, it's rosé season, it's spring and rosé and final season.
It's final season, spring season, rosé season. I don't know if you've noticed, Tom, but it's fucking warm outside. It's cold in here, big space, doesn't get a whole lot of sun. So it's a little bit chillier in here, but outside, it's on for young and old.
Which you would be confused looking at my attire. When I left the house, Eddie, and I know that you don't get up before sort of your 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, it was chilly. It was about 16, 15 degrees around my part of my neck of the woods.
When were you up, mate?
Fuck.
You getting after it, were you?
No, I definitely wasn't.
Right.
I got up at like 7. But having good sleeps these days. Your boy's going to sleep early.
Good for you, buddy.
Black coffee.
Proud of you. It's balmy out there, though.
It's getting warm.
No, it's...
But it's not balmy yet. Listen, I'm not giving you balmy. I'm not giving you balmy, bro. But it's getting warm.
I tell you what right now, it's fucking rosé drinking season out there.
Yeah,
you know that.
It's rosé drinking season. Because in the sun, she toasty, right?
Oh, she warmed me up, buttercup.
But the thing is, like, if you're sitting in the sun, this is the spring feeling, and it's rosé season. But in the sun on a windless day, fuck, like I was taking my jumper on and off on the weekend.
Yep.
Oh, it's sunny. But then if a breeze rolls through, it's still got a bit of that, gets the nip stiff, bit too chilly.
Yeah.
But that's when
you
start. It's when the rosé starts cracking.
But if you're sitting outside in the sun, bottle of rosé, chilled within an inch of its life, I'm talking big day.
Yeah.
You've got buttons undone.
Well, yeah, look at me, dude. Look at this. If you're on YouTube, buttons are undone. And that, you know what, the only reason that one's done up is because of that winter, like the spring chilly
Well,
air.
because you're not sitting outside with a fucking bucket of Big Day. That's why.
No.
If you were sitting outside with a bucket of Big Day, they're all undone. Not all of them.
No, because
you need to hold some back for
your
HS,
partner.
horizontal season, but there's a couple more undone. That we do know.
Yep.
Also, what goes better than this combination? Like what? Like Tom and Eddie's great, but spring and rosé.
Yeah. And then you know what's really good as well? So you do spring and rosé, and the reason I guess we're mentioning that is because Big Day will be back on sale very soon. But spring and rosé,
Yep.
but then summer and rosé.
Summer and rosé is pretty good too.
Silly season rosé.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And then you know what gets up after silly season, Eddie? It's when you fucking shoes off, fucking boardies on.
Yeah.
Horizontal season shirt, maybe that makes a little fucking return to the airwaves, a fresh 2023 version, new version, and you lay there
Yeah.
and you enjoy a fucking frosty cold rosé.
Frosty.
Frosty as fuck.
Fucking frosty.
Like as cold as a polar bear's bumhole.
Yes.
And the sun and a shirt, rosé, sun, shirt, horizontal. Like, to be honest with you, and I know that silly season starts basically as soon as the grand final finishes. Some say it's more so the Melbourne Cup. I'm happy to go with both of those. But there's an argument to be made that the first of silly season, of horizontal season, the first is literally right now. It's finals.
It's on the wind.
It's on the wind, dude.
It's on the wind. I'm telling you, when I was walking here today from parking my car, I sensed it on the winds immediately.
Yep.
I said, okay, something's a little bit different about
Yep.
today. Something's changed. The winds are starting to whip up nice scents, nice feelings, nice auras, nice energies. Rosé energies, horizontal energies, silly season energies, getting fucking loose as a goose with your mate sort of energy.
Yeah.
Ripping and a tearing sort of energy. You know the energies I'm talking about, punters and
You
dribblers.
get the
Take
energies.
your fucking shirt off and relax. That sort of energy.
Hot summer sun on your skin.
As in, I've put in a big shift this year, a huge shift, and it's time for me to mentally, spiritually, physically emotionally, obviously, start to unwind and relax.
Decompress. Now, there are some cultures around the world, Eddie. I know that, Anglo cultures,
Saxons?
Anglo-Saxons, I guess, or you could argue just majority of the world, modern globalized societies, prescribe to 4 seasons. What are they?
you'd be starting with spring because we're in it, summer, autumn, winter.
Thank you, Edward. And that wasn't a test. I hope you didn't feel like it was. Now, there are some
No, but
cultures
sometimes it's good to be kept on your toes.
mentally fresh. Cultures around the world, Eddie, some of them, I believe even our good friends, the Indigenous Australians, had multiple seasons. There was one around here that I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was like when a certain flower started to bloom, it was like, oh, we're in this thing, so that means we can start doing this. And it like way more than us who were just like, oh, it's starting to get cold, bet it's winter.
Yep.
Oh, leaves are starting to fall. You got to be attuned to more seasons, right? And
Which is what you are.
Which is what
and
I
which
am.
is what I am.
Yeah. As soon as I start to sneeze, silly season. It's not here yet.
No.
But it's coming.
Well, it's like it's finals footy season.
Yeah.
That's what we're in now. And then you're in spring carnival season. And then you're in silly season. And then you're in fucking horizontal season. That's the lay of the land.
Yeah. And you know what?
And then you got dribbling
sustains people throughout basically from here until at least April. But I mean, like, if you want to just go from a purely indulgent perspective, the end of January.
No, I would
February 1.
No. Can I just come in over the top if you don't mind?
I'd like you to come over
Obviously,
the top.
dribble a New Year, which is the 31st of January, is a mark. But it's not the mark that I think we should use. I think the mark we will use, punters and dribblers, if you don't mind, is a little something I like to refer to as daylight savings. You heard of it, Queensland?
You ever heard of it?
Queensland, you fucking rookies? We're going all the way up to the first weekend in April, baby. That's what we're doing.
That's a deal.
That's a rugby league deal.
Yep.
That's a Rosé deal.
Rosé sustains. Rosé sustains.
Oh, it
across
sustains.
This
It sustains.
season, this overarching season that within it has multiple mini seasons.
That's right.
And Rosé, a key element of all of them.
Well, it's part of all of them, Tom. It's as simple as that. I've also been led to believe, Tom, via the TBs, the taste buds, not the Tommy Burns, the TBs, the taste buds.
Sure.
That the 2023 vintage superior. In every way to the 2022.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing via the TBs, the taste buds.
That's what we're hearing. And by we, I mean our taste buds, and that is us. We are them. So just in case you were wondering. Didn't intend at all on starting this podcast with one of the great Big Day Rosé fucking rev-ups of all time.
But you know why we did? Because it felt right. We didn't talk about it, Tom and I. We didn't go, we should talk about Rosé. It wasn't about that.
That's not how it works.
It's a feeling.
Yeah.
Get it through your fucking thick skulls. It's a feeling.
Yeah.
Rosé is a feeling. Spring is a feeling. Summer's a feeling. Horizontal season is a feeling, and we can all feel it as one. I know we can. It's finals footy season, baby.
I just look, not to just harp on about the Rosé, Eddie, but just if you just give me a moment, and I just want to get it. I want to get your mind. If you can close your eyes with me, Eddie, and
Happy
just
to.
think about a warm summer's day in the greatest country of all, that country being Australia. Warm summer's day, you've been in the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
You're out of the ocean.
Am I salty? Am I freshened up?
You've got the salt still on your skin. You've put your horizontal season shirt back on with your body.
Oh, it feels good. Is that rayon?
No, it is. It's rayon. It's rayon.
Oh,
it is.
That's nice.
You then saunter up from the beach.
Have I got slides on?
Yeah, you do have slides on, mate.
Nice.
And there's still a bit of sand in them as well. You know what I mean? Your feet
but not
are dry.
too much.
No, not too much. The right amount.
Yeah.
You don't want to burn your feet on the fucking hot Australian land.
No, I gotta respect it. Gotta respect it. Gotta respect it.
So you meander up to, whether it's back to the deck of the place you're staying or the BYO fucking restaurant that's right near the beach.
I'm moving slow.
You're moving real slow.
I know. I can already see.
You're almost shuffling.
Oh, I'm shuffling. I can see it.
You're shuffling, dude. You got a
shuffling
towel
with an
over
inch of my
one
life.
arm. You probably got the paper rolled up as well because
I
you've
do.
fucking done your daily reading.
Yep.
And you found yourself up to whatever establishment be that.
I've got a new hat. I've got a hat on it as well.
You do. You've got a hat on.
I can see a hat.
You can feel the hat.
I can feel.
And it's warm, Eddie. And the juxtaposition of warm Australian body.
Yep.
That juxtaposed the ice cold.
Yin and yang.
Big Day Rosé as it hits your lips and then enters your body and it cools you down.
Oh, yeah.
And
But
then
warms me up spiritually.
It warms you down, it cools you, it fucking does it all. And then there's just a nice, gentle, but hot breeze that just...
But not too hot.
Not too hot, but not too...
But I know it's hot.
But it's not strong either because wind's annoying as fuck. You don't want to be windy. It's breeze.
Yeah, it's breeze. But I'm also aware that, thank God I've got this really cold, chilled ice bottle.
Yeah.
Ice cold bottle.
as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do that quickly. That was all. That's the end of the exercise. But I knew you were there with me.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We were both there.
Oh, dude, I'm still there.
Yeah.
I'm fucking frothing over this, dude.
Yeah.
I'm on my second bottle already.
I opened my eyes. I'm
already on my second bottle.
I've got to come back.
I'm already on my second bottle.
Why did I leave? You had a whole bottle while I left.
Yeah,
man.
I did,
What the fuck?
dude.
I had to come back.
But now there's others around us. Our mates are there.
Our friends are coming.
And people are telling jokes.
Yeah, everyone's
like
laughing.
big, tall fucking stories.
Yeah.
But good ones.
No,
mayo.
good
Heaps
tales.
of mayo on these tales,
Yeah.
dude. And now we're laughing and giggling. Sunset. Sunset.
Oh, dude.
Oh, it's
Oh, that's
sunset.
nice. Still wine.
And
Well,
we're
you know what?
holding the bottle up going, it's
also
the
like-
same colour.
It's
the
8:30.
same colour.
It's 8:30 at night.
Oh, it's 8:45.
Oh,
8:50.
Still some light.
Reeks of 9.
Oh,
Reeks
wow.
of 9 o'clock.
Wow.
Oh, it's the longest day of the year. That's what I'm saying. It's the longest day of the year. It's people in green hats. Oh,
Anyway, just wanted to fucking do that.
fuck, it's coming, punters and dribblers. It is coming.
And so
Winner,
are we just then.
fuck off.
Yeah.
It's time to live.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Anyway,
That was special.
that was special. How are you, mate? Did you have a nice weekend?
Fucking oath I did. I had a fucking great weekend.
Did you?
Yep.
Did you bend or something?
No, I didn't. No,
you didn't?
bending.
No?
Nah, we had a big week last week, you and I.
We did.
It was sort of like a bunker down, like, what is it? Head down, bum up. That sort of week.
It was, but it was also like a bit of like head down, bum up, but also like, fucked around a fair bit as well. In terms of we enjoyed ourselves. Maybe it's just because
Well, that was at the start of the week. That was the start of the week.
Yes.
Then the rest of the week was head down, bum up.
We played golf on Thursday.
But that was work.
No, listen, so was the start of the week.
It was all work.
We just, we're very lucky.
We are very lucky. But it was a busy week. It was a busy week.
It was a busy week. Do you have a quiet weekend? I had a quiet weekend.
Relatively. Trained with Josh Saturday morning. Shout out to Jeff Athletic.
Yep.
That was powerful stuff in the gym. Ned Brockman down there ripping and tearing.
I want to bring this up.
He's a fucking powerful guy to be around, mate. He's a fucking just see because you and I, big friends of Ned. Ned, a dear friend of the show, and obviously we watched him over a year ago commence his journey across this great big brown land of ours, Australia. Mm-hmm. He made it, by the way, and we followed from afar.
Yeah.
I've never seen the man in action up close and personal, Tom. And
Other than when we ran with him.
It was a spiritual
Experience.
So watching him fucking redline.
Yeah, so the testing was max push-up, max pull-ups, max squat of like your body weight. There's a few things there. Now, some people, because I couldn't attend on Saturday, unfortunately, but some people have been musing in the comments that, I want to get your thoughts about this because I saw on Josh or Jeff Athletics Instagram, it was you and him basing a push-up off. Not that you were ever really competing, but,
Well, I fell 45 short.
45 short. So it was Ned v. Ned.
Yeah.
Some, and again, not me, because I am just merely a conduit to the dribbler. Some have wondered whether you, through getting so dominated by Ned Brockman, have lost your D, and now you're a Ned. And he's now a triple D Ned.
Mate, he can have all my letters if he wants. It doesn't really bother me. I'm happy to go nameless.
Okay.
You've got to concede
When
you've been bested, mate. And I'm like, I'm man enough to recognise when you get a really strong, proud alpha put on you. I'd also say to the punter and the dribbler, I bet fucking 99% of you cunts couldn't do 40 push-ups. So let's all put it in context.
Well,
right?
sure. Context is fine. But again, you're up against he pounded
the
you
fuck
into the
out
core
of
of the
me.
earth.
85.
Yeah.
I want to get 85 in my life.
I could not believe he did
Couldn't get 85 in my life.
85. And
Mate,
that is...
Josh did 32.
That's not just like punching out like as many as you can. It's like you're doing it on the beat. It's
Metronome.
Like one, metronomic. And to him
Do you know how many pull-ups he did? 19.
I know, dude. That's fucking insanity.
19 pull-ups, and they're not fucking swing momentum pull-ups. No. You got to drop and wait, and then up, and then you drop and you wait. Hang on there. Bang, up and down like that. Because there's no momentum punches.
No.
19 of the best he got out. I got 9. Alfred there again. Squats. He hadn't squatted in 2 years, he reckons. I believed him. He was going right to the floor.
I was seeing
His
that,
depth
dude.
was insane. My back had snapped. My lower back couldn't go that low.
Mate,
he was going to the ground.
Those videos,
bro.
it looked like he was trying to do a shit in a drop hole. Like
He was.
He went all the way down. His asshole was kissing the turf.
That was drop. That were drop hole squats.
Yeah.
That's what they were.
You could hear, every time he dropped, you'd hear his bum hole go.
32, I think he got. 32.
It was
ridiculous.
Honestly a small mercy. The gods be good that I wasn't there on Saturday. I would have been. You want to talk about losing D's? I would have lost everything.
Then we get to the planks. The plank king.
The plank was fucked.
Yeah.
That's probably the most fucked of it, to be honest.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Could have gone longer. Gun to his head. If there was someone in the room who was giving it to him and they were going mano a mano,
he would have gone.
He would have gone 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Just a different kettle of fish, but so high energy. Good fun to be around.
Yeah.
Very enjoyable stuff. Shout out to Jeff. That's the 12 weeks done. Tom's not done all his testing.
Do my testing tomorrow.
But
I guarantee you it's going to be significantly worse than Ned Brockman. Significantly worse than Ned Brockman.
But still, for those curious, still on that train.
The shred train.
Six Pack City.
Yeah, mate. This is officially day one of my black coffee diet. Got an apple over there. Won't be eating.
Nice.
102 kilos today. So I'll be doing a weekly check-in with myself.
Good for you.
I think I make 100 kilos next week.
Proud of you, buddy.
Watch me hit 100 kilos.
Love that.
Watch me just shit it all out.
Good for you, buddy. I'm proud of you.
You're proud of me for shitting it all out?
Yep.
Yeah, you sure?
Shit it out, bruh. So that was Saturday morning. Just set up the weekend nicely. We just flopped around, me and Elsa. Nice little weekend spent with her, really. Went out for lunch yesterday, got really pissed on the Cosmos and shit. Lot of fun. And here we are.
Wow. That's nice, dude.
Just a nice, pure weekend.
You still haven't wished me Happy Father's Day, which I thought it'd be like,
Happy Father's Day, mate.
Thanks, dude.
How'd you go? Was it a nice day?
Was a good day.
Did you get a card?
Got a card.
Get a present?
Yeah. Like I got a Peppa Pig card because I'm like daddy pig.
Sure.
And then there's apparently a book in the works where me, Evie, and Zoe are written into a Peppa Pig book, which obviously more about them than me, but that's cute.
Yep. So no
I'm
presents.
Fat as fuck in the book, I'll tell you that much. I actually might get Steph to send a photo and you can put it in right here. Doesn't paint me in the fucking greatest light, but it is a Peppa Pig book, so I think I've got to look a bit like a pig.
Yep.
More so like
Which
a
is a
pig.
caricature of yourself.
Yeah, not ideal. No, I've got some sauna sessions.
Nice.
Was my prezi. Went to Yumcha with Streety and Harves and our respective families in Chinatown. Shout out to Yumcha, dude. Don't do it enough. If they were really wanting to give us a present, I would say just send me Street and Harvey to Yumcha and fucking,
And I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow. But
Morning.
We rolled into Time Zone after that.
Cute.
Which was actually fun as fuck. But I was like, I can't be fucked to do this. That's usually my default, which isn't. I'm trying to change that about myself. Went in there, had a great time. Kids loved it. Streety loved it more than anyone. I found him. He came up to me at one point. He goes, "Do you want to go try and fucking break the record on the punching machine?" I'm like, "Not really, dude. I couldn't be fucked."
Did he break it?
Of course he didn't fucking break it. But I was just like, "No, dude. Look, I'm cool."
Did he have a crack at breaking it?
Bro, he spent like 90% of the time there on the punching machine. And it's like kids everywhere. You've got this 34-year-old dad just lining up this thing and just cracking it. Let me show you a video here. And then he'd disappear and I'd find him on another machine because there was a couple of those punching things.
He is a special kind of dribbler, isn't he?
Yeah. Can you see this? Look, I've just found him. Yeah, dude, look at him.
Oh my God, Hamish. Streety by himself.
Trying to get the fucking points up, like, come on.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was doing it for the whole fucking, like, I mean, we did some other stuff as well. We played basketball in there as well. He absolutely smoked me, but the punch was.
Did you have a crack?
No.
You didn't have one go?
No, I swear to God. Mate, firstly, it's.
There's no shame in saying you had to go and you came off second best.
Well, I wouldn't have fucking come off. I wouldn't have broken the record, I can tell you that.
No, but coming off second best is straight.
No, mate. I found it much funnier to like fucking see when he's doing it than go over and film him. Because
how many goes do you reckon he had?
8, 9 punches.
Wow.
Well,
where did he rank? Did you get a
No, I didn't
score
get I didn't
update?
get a ranking, but he almost like in his follow through, he almost cleaned up a fucking child.
That's not surprising.
No, I want to see if that's the last one. Can I get him here where he fucking almost takes out this? This kid's walking past him. No, not going to be able to. Fuck it. But it was good, dude. And then me, Harves, and him went to the driving range, gummed up, couple of Coronas.
Did you hit him all right?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah. Driving range, though. But, like, what's that, mate?
Did you hit him well again?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I hit him well again. But, dude, it's just good fun.
Oh, God.
Just good fun.
It's good fun hitting him well.
Yeah.
Like, really well.
Yeah, it is. It's good fun being fucking really on.
Yeah. Like, fucking unbelievable at our craft.
Yeah.
Nice,
dude,
buddy.
that was
Well, I'm
it.
proud of you. I saw a very cute photo of the girls.
Mate, they
very
were cute as
sweet one.
fuck. Cute as fuck. Just having a great day. Happy Father's Day. Cuteness overload.
Well done, mate. Proud of you.
Punters and dribblers, as always, we are brought to you by the best betting agency on planet Earth, and that is our friends at Ned's. And you know what? Punters and dribblers, they also support the best betting show on earth, and that's About Even. But you know what the number one thing right now that you and I are enjoying is the About Even group on the Ned's app. It just is. It's a private space for like-minded punters and dribblers to go in there and to share their bets and to shoot the shit.
100%. Now, if you don't have a Ned's account, I'll ask you why not. And also,
If you're a punter,
there's a nice opportunity here to rectify that, to fix horrible wrongs. As we go into finals footy, you're going to need a Ned's account. It's as simple as that.
if you're a punter.
If you're a punter, of course, Tom. If you're a punter who likes a punt coming into final series, you're going to need a Ned's account. It's as simple as that. Tom and I have got one, and we're dominating right now.
Look, I'm certainly on the improve from my season. That's for damn sure. But again, the private group in there, the About Even group, it's the biggest group on Ned's that isn't like an open racing
Well, it's
group.
the biggest.
It's the biggest group on Ned's, and it's a private one. We like to keep our groups private, punters and dribblers. We like them to be exclusive. Now, if you do want to join, here's the little secret passcode. It's Dribbler, and you can come in, we can share bets, shoot the shit, and we can enjoy finals footy together. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Probably worth, as we bow our weekends and move into sport, but before we get there, I think it's important, just so the punter and the dribbler are abreast of the situation and they have all the information at hand going into next Sunday. Not this Sunday, next Sunday. Thomas Tobler of Baggy Pants, if he doesn't beat Tom's time fame, was supposed to do 30 of the best on the weekend. I went into the Hello Sport Goers Running Club. That's on Strava. A lot of 30s doing the rounds. A lot of sharp 30s. 5:15s, 5s. Yeah, people getting after 30s. Our beautiful Thomas Tobler, our boy, our son, got out 22 at 6:30s, which really, really concerned me. I saw that and I'm like, oh, fuck.
But especially in the chat group when it was like, oh, yeah, how'd you go yesterday, Tobler?
Nothing.
Silence.
That's why I took
no
the
response.
screenie.
Eddie comes in with a screenie and you see 22 at 6:30 and you're like, ooh.
Something's gone horribly
Something's
wrong.
gone wrong.
Because he was supposed to do 35 and we said, you don't have to do 35, you can do 30. To see 22 at 6:30 shuffling stuff.
But you know when it's like there's no response and you know something's gone wrong. You know when like with that Titanic sub that went missing and it was like no response, something cataclysmic must have happened.
Or it's on the bottom of the ocean.
But something's gone wrong.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it's like as soon as I hear no response from Tobler, then when you see 22 at 6:30, you're like, something has gone
horribly.
Something's gone wrong. Has there been some sort of cabin pressure situation that's just crumpled?
Has he imploded?
Everything was going too smoothly. I needed some.
I've heard that before. Have you watched Marathon Man?
Yeah,
the world renowned, critically acclaimed 4-part series called Marathon Man.
History repeating. It seems, in the form of hitting my fucking leg against a coffee table and giving myself a massive bruise on my shin. And then not running, hadn't run. That was the first run I did.
Jeez,
in 2
I'd love
weeks.
to just call Brockman up really quickly and just like, hey Ned.
No,
just
Ned,
wanted to. Hey Ned, just wanted. No. Hey Ned, just quickly. Tobler banged his leg on a coffee table. And
where does that rank?
Where does that rank in terms of like excuses? Obviously, you remember that your two good mates, Tom and Eddie, had ITB and runner's knee and sort of just fucking powered through it. You know, Tom only ran 16 Ks in the lead up because his knees were so fucked. How does bumping your shin on a coffee table stack up globally? Is that the worst you've ever heard?
Hey.
Sorry,
This is
just-
not an excuse here. I mean,
Well,
this is
it
just an
certainly
explanation as
sounded
to
like one.
why.
Jeez, it sounds like an
And
excuse.
it's not going to slow me down in terms of the marathon.
So what?
in
It
2
just started
weeks.
hurting?
It was just really painful.
Can I see the bruise?
You won't be able to see it.
Oh.
All right, let's not fucking go
You
there.
don't even have a
No,
bruise.
it fucking call up Pat from the running room. Shout out to him. He'll tell you he was.
Is he
like,
alarmed?
He wasn't. No, when he found it, he was like, he had his hand on my leg and was like moving my foot back and forth, and he was like, "Ooh, shit," and gave me one of those.
That's like this is the most fucking random bullshit story.
Yeah, whatever. We'll fuck.
He's all-
just
You don't even
wasn't
have a
on.
fucking bruise. If you bang
Can
your
I
shit, you get a bruise.
say something? Can I say something? I've made an observation.
Yeah.
Kid's rattled.
Yeah, dude. Kid's rattled.
Kid's rattled as
Kid
fuck.
is rattled. The
And
rattlesnake.
it's not a great point to be rattled at because he was tracking really nicely.
was.
And you know what I think he might have done?
Got a little high on his own
Got a
supply.
little high on his own toddler supply.
Yeah.
That's what I think's happened.
This is
think that's a
coming
little bit
easy. I'm dropping the weight.
Yeah.
Everything's going.
Are you even on track for the weight challenge?
Yeah, yes, no, absolutely. I'm big weigh in next week.
Because
I'm
we're
looking
bringing the
forward to
scales in, mate.
it. I'll bring.
No,
You're bringing yours in.
I don't think so.
I'll bring the scales in, will ya?
Well, can we get 2 different ones just as like a test and like a control and then a.
No, I'll be bringing in the scales. I'm not going to fuck you, mate.
Sure.
I'm not trying to fuck you.
Yeah, I don't. As soon as I started that run on Saturday, I just did not feel good.
And
Did
why have
feel
you not been
on.
running for 2 weeks?
Work during the
Oh, Jesus
week.
Christ.
Work during the week has been fucked.
The excuse
Weekend
factory.
before was my birthday, so I didn't get out for a run.
Why not last weekend?
Because it was my birthday. I was letting off a bit of steam.
Okay, fair enough.
Letting off a bit of steam. And then, but going to make up for it with a 30 this week. Saturday did rattle me. I got to that 22K and I was like, fuck, like, oh, what's going on? What am I going to do? Am I going to be all right? Like, fuck. It just wigged me out. And then I was like, I stopped, started up again, stopped. And I was like, no, okay, I can't keep running, but I'll go punish myself and go in the water, in the ocean. And it was really cold and breezy, so that was a bit of punishment for myself. But it was all over the shop. I'm like,
up,
just
These are
went
just
the
and had a
ramblings of
swim
an
in the
absolute
ocean.
madman.
You don't live in fucking Antarctica, you can't. It's pretty fucking nice in there.
South
I
Curly on a
swim all the
breezy
time.
Saturday afternoon, mate.
I
You'd be
swim
surprised
all the
how cold it is.
Kid's rattled. It's as simple as that. Kid is rattled. Kid's rattled.
Help me, Ned.
Punish myself with a swim in the ocean.
Oh, dude.
Oh, that's
If
the
you went and
worst.
swam 4K, sure, but
Yeah.
you're just dipping your sack in. Jesus
I went and
Christ.
punished myself with a fuck. Your body's probably fucking overheated as fuck as well. I bet it felt lovely.
It did feel really good, actually.
Yeah,
Trying to write my narrative.
Okay.
Nah, but
Kid
this
is
Saturday-
fucking rattled.
Well, is this Saturday too late? Shouldn't you be tapering?
Yeah, but I'm
What's
kind
the
of
furthest? What's the furthest you've run?
24. So I want to get that 30 under my belt on Saturday. I've been kind of
Why don't you try for a
tapering
midweek
anyway,
30? Give yourself a bit more time.
But I don't think I have that opportunity this week.
What if you got up and just ran 30 before work?
I don't think that's a good idea. Honestly, I don't think it'd be a very productive day at work.
What about Friday? Give yourself a little bit longer.
Yeah, potentially. Going back to the running room on Friday anyway. But this Saturday, I'll load up on a couple of painkillers and just fucking sack up.
And also have some better excuses planned for if it doesn't go to plan, because a sore shin that doesn't even have a bruise on it, like I'm more speaking for like the wider community who's hearing this, right? Like how would people perceive a bruised shin that's not bruised? Would they see that as some porky pies?
How would they want? I know my truth.
Well, no, your truth, okay.
I know your truth too.
Yeah.
And your truth is you rattle.
You're rattled.
Mate,
You
none of
are
this is
rattled.
going to matter come 2 weeks when I'm fucking down in the pavement.
Listen, it's
I've never
Tommy's
been more
time.
I've never been more confident that you won't get within fucking QE of my time.
no, that's not happening.
My confidence has taken a bit of a hit in regards to your time. I was fucking
little bit?
convinced, but now I'm like, I don't
your
think I'll
world's
be able
away,
to
my
beat
friend.
Eddie's.
But now, for the first time in quite a while, I'm starting to believe about a world where you're in huge pants.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking possible.
You reckon?
We might even need to get them this week. Like, just start having them in here.
Yeah, we should go.
Hang them up in your,
I actually hadn't been considering the possibility of it until.
Oh, no, it's alive and well.
until
Don't worry about that,
Saturday,
champ.
until that
Yeah.
run, and I was
Because
like,
you don't
oh my
know.
God.
I'm sorry to say, my friend, you don't know the world of hurt you're going to be in when you get to that 30.
In
the
his
last 12 Ks are fucked.
In his defense, he's in a better position than I was.
Yes.
Coming into the race. So, like, that's positive for you. But it's about whether you're made of the right stuff.
Yeah,
And it just sounds
it's all mental
like you're
now.
not.
It's all mental.
Yeah.
It is.
Your shin excuse into I punish myself with a swim in the ocean is some
I'm just
pussy
talking out
shit
of my
right now. I'm
arse here at this
concerned
point.
for you.
You need to get on the blower to Ned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need Ned to rev
You need
me
Ned
up.
lessons stat.
Yeah.
I need a motivational fucking pep talk.
Anyway, highly concerning, highly alarming.
Anyway, looking
punters
forward
and
to the
dribblers.
weigh-in. Looking forward to the
Well,
weigh-in next
we
week.
look forward to all these things.
Yeah.
Looking
All
forward
these
to
things
it,
coming up.
to the 30K on Saturday.
We look forward to all these things.
Yeah.
Girls Run Club, I don't know if you can still join, but
Oh, if you can, you may as well.
you may as well if you want to.
High Girls Run Club.
SydneyMarathon.com.
500.
550 plus or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
500
I'd be getting
something.
in soon.
While
I'd be
the
getting in
getting's
real
good.
soon. Yeah, while the getting's good. That's right.
Now we should.
We
talk-
will have details. We'll have details about where to pick up bibs, when you can pick up bibs, or as in Goers Run Club shirts, and the layout of the after party on Thursday. Okay? So listen in on Thursday.
Calm down.
And then we'll remind you again on Monday. So on Thursday, and then next Monday, you'll be reminded. Okay? Sounds good.
I believe we have already mentioned it. It's finals time. Finals on the wind. Rugby league at its best. Did you watch any games of rugby league on the weekend, Eddie?
Well, obviously, I watched my beloved Manly Seagulls.
Go out on a high.
Obviously, go out on a high, Tom. One of the great highs all time. It wasn't our season. I think we've been over that. But to go out on such a high felt nice. Humping the Tigers into the core of the earth. That
Yep.
always feels fucking delightful, delectable. Jake Trbojevic scoring a try in his 200th game brought a tear to everyone's eye, Manly fan or not. You can't help but love the great man. 200 the best. It was nice to be there with him before the game, Tom.
Presenting his jersey. It was all
jersey.
really good stuff. We fucking humped the Tigers. The Tigers suck. I tell you what has been nice, with a respectful tone, obviously, but to see the Rabbitohs miss out was a bit of a lull.
It was more than a bit of a lull. It was fucking hilarious. I mean, I thought that the Broncos last year, sliding outside of the top 4 and then sliding out of the 8, was hilarious in the extreme. I could never have prepared myself for what the Rabbitohs have done this season. From 1st to 9th, 10th, fucking appalling.
Yeah, disgraceful.
How many games did they lose? Like what?
12?
They ended up
Their slide was fucked.
9th and they lost 12. Won 12, lost 12.
But so how many did they lose to miss the, like, what's their last 10 games look like?
Where are we?
It's going to be tough. Dio Dave overseas, so Tobler rattled, obviously, because of his run, but then also just like trying to man cameras and get stats and facts and figures. Listen, it's safe to say that it was a shit end of the season.
They lost 7 of their last 10.
That's gross. That's gross when you were, leading the comp.
Bunnies fans, what's doing?
But again, Roosters sneaking in
Yeah,
is
but
so funny.
you and I tapped in though. We
saw that coming.
We'd mused about them potentially having a late season run. We wanted it to be that they'd leave it so late they couldn't actually make it. Joke isn't on us because the joke's never on us, but they have managed to sneak in. I knew that once that they had found form and Rabbitohs had lost it, very hard to arrest momentum, Tom, as we know. The Roosters were going to fucking sneak in.
But also, once the Panthers decided to field a full-strength side, then the Cowboys were no chance of beating the Panthers, which meant the Roosters were fucked.
I'll tell you what was disappointing.
It meant that the Roosters were going to be in.
Tell you what was disappointing. Tom and I did a live stream Friday night to chat to SEN. If you weren't listening, we were basically reflecting on or trying to get more information on the fabled Book of Feuds.
That's all anyone talks about.
Marketing and general water cooler chit chat would have you believe that the Book of Feuds is about great interaction, about the great rivalry of South versus Roosters, and the different chapters and games and themes that have sort of littered history in regards to that great rivalry. Only for us to find out, Tom, Friday night, one of the great wool pulls all time, the Book of Feuds is actually in reference to the Rabbitohs rivalry with every club.
Is it the Rabbitohs rivalry with every club, or is it just about every club's rivalry in the history of the game?
Well, potentially. I was under the impression that Rusty in 2007 had commissioned the Book of Feuds in regards to the Rabbitohs rivalry with every other club.
Other club?
Other.
Yeah, so and then there's like 15 chapters, so each team has a chapter. It's about the rivalries of South with every other team.
Right.
It's just the one with the Roosters is like the oldest.
Okay, so really, because you only ever hear it when it's like, oh, this is when that what's his name, Rod Churchill's comments around Latrell came out the other week.
Yes.
Danny Weidler of Wides fame, he mused on 100% Footy. He was like, I'm hearing there's some rumours going around that the Roosters were the ones that leaked the text, or they had something to do with the leaking of the text and that sort of shit. And then everyone's like, add that to the Book of Feuds. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know, all this, add that to the Book of Feuds. Another chapter in the Book of Feuds. No. There's 15 chapters already written about the existing rivalries at the time in 2007. It's not added to.
But we were speaking about this. We thought that this was some big old fucking old book like in American Pie when they have all the set positions.
Yes, and you go down there and it's like, do the swirl and you're guaranteed orgasm in fucking 10 seconds, that sort of shit. Passed down through the generations.
This thing's hidden, it's big, it's got pages ripped out and glued, and it was written by the victor. So if the Roosters, we didn't realise it was a South Sydney commissioned publication.
Yes.
It's taken a lot of the gloss off the Book of Feuds for us, but add this chapter to the Book of Feuds. Roosters fucking beat them, and now the Rabbitohs are out, and the Book of Feuds isn't actually as cool as everyone thought.
It's not cool at all.
No.
But you pair that into a loss, a tumbling out of the 8, it's just a sad day to be a Rabbitohs fan, really. Your Book of Feuds isn't really much of anything.
No.
It's basically an old novel that was written.
But it's not old, it's new.
It's not even that old.
It's really new. It's honestly like an autobiography from like a retiring player from 2007.
Yeah, exactly right. That's exactly what it is, called the Book of Feuds.
Yeah.
There's no adding to it. There's no whiteout. There's no missing pages. There's no like decrepit spine of the book that's fraying and old and fucking just about given up.
It's not like a baggy green hat worn by Ricky Ponting that's seen some fucking time in the in the field,
100%,
toil and shit. This is just a brand new book.
It's not full of secrets, and sort of behind the scenes stuff that no one really knew about.
Some stuff that'll never come to the light of day.
Exactly.
Anyone can buy this book.
You can buy it,
probably.
Maybe.
I haven't seen the cover of it. Either way, it's shit. Or disappointing.
I wanted it to be full of clippings and Yoo-Hoo glue and whiteout and cum and all those good things, but it's not.
No cum.
So, A, the Book of Feuds is a bit of a jab, and B, the Rabbitohs missed the 8 after being first after 11 rounds. So, long off-season, lot to digest. Jason Demetriou saying that Ilias better than Reynolds, or he will be a better halfback. Listen, pretty premature, brah.
Yeah.
Pretty premature.
You might need to fucking get on the blower to pilot.
It'll be one of the great fuck yous if the Broncos can get the job done.
Yeah.
And Reynolds... that would be really, what's the term, fulfilling.
The thing is, and you and I, and probably many people when they got rid of Reynolds and, decided to keep Cody Walker and, the Trell combo, is that, Cody Walker and Trell at their best are fucking amazing, right? They're amazing. I've heard many people talk about Cody Walker being, one of the greatest ball players of all time. They're great, but they are inconsistent as fuck. I feel like Adam Reynolds is... and has always been that, control, the puppeteer, the master. He's got a good kicking game. Mr. Consistent, dude. Not an ad. But that's what Adam Reynolds was, and I feel like you need that in your side. You need someone to settle shit down when we don't know what the fuck's going on, when everything's a bit haywire. Cody Walker is an emotional rugby league footballer. G's up at everyone and shit. Reynolds, cool, calm, collected. And
you need that out of your generals.
You do. And Lockie Ilias... full respect to you, a young kid coming through and has had patches of great form and patches of shit form, but he's not, at the moment, he's not doing the damn thing. But no one is at South. It's not like it's just him. But listen, Manly didn't go too great either, but that's not the point because we weren't leading at round 11.
And we weren't favourites to win the
we also
comp.
weren't favourites. South's bed shit sucked in Matty the Waterboy.
Yeah, this is probably more directed at him,
Yeah,
really.
a lot of it's directed.
Well,
at
not all of it.
Not
like,
all of it.
You know, I'm not
portion.
going to lie and say that a fair bit isn't.
There's certainly a significant
There's a
amount
fair
of
bit
it's directed
is.
at Matty the Waterboy. So that just is what it is.
Now, Penrith, after the Broncos lost to the Storm, now, there were omens about last week, punters and dribblers, not going to get into it, but there was one. I might have gone on Storm, had a bit of a crack, not on about even, but just personally, you know, for my own financial gain, and I did gain financially, know that. That's, they see the Broncos lose and they go out there and they field a basically full-strength side and just put a train on the fucking Cowboys.
They ran a train on him, mate. As soon as you just saw it earlier, you're like, Jesus, this ain't going to go well.
Train stuff.
Train stuff. Cowboys absolutely fucking bent over and trained.
Little bit of accountability out of the fucking Cowboys would be nice as well. Instead of this, oh, well, preseason didn't go to plan. Like, enough.
Why didn't your preseason go to plan?
Oh, because too many players come back from the World Cup.
Oh,
and,
for
like,
fuck's
shut the
sake,
fuck
mate.
up.
Penrith had that.
Shut the fuck up.
Penrith had that.
Exactly. It's enough. Enough's enough. You had a shit season. Put your hand up and own it.
Yeah.
You missed the 8. A lot of people saying you were going to win the comp. That was silly.
Scope.
And Mace. Big fans. Huge fans of the boys.
Love them.
Got that wrong.
Now,
Jeez,
listen,
you got
I
that
don't want
wrong.
to tell you who we thought, but
Manly.
So we all got something wrong, but to be honest,
Yeah, but we're one-eyed,
Yeah,
and
we
we
are.
backed the boys.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, it wasn't like fucking Macy's going Bulldogs.
no, it's true. It's a good point.
He was calculated about it.
Yeah, he was.
And the calculation didn't pay off.
Well, he was miscalculated about it.
He miscalculated badly. Now, I've got a bit of a bone to pick with the NRL, Tom, if you don't mind.
Is it
I'm in
bone picking season?
Oh, it's bone picking season. I'm in a mood to pick bones, and you could argue that it's got absolutely nothing to do with Manly, but I'm going to make the final series about Manly, and
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
Yep.
We have got on Sunday, I believe. Tobley, you can get up the draw for me. It's not loading on my phone. But the Cronulla Sharks host the Sydney Roosters, right? They're hosting it, Tom, at 12,500 seat stadium, Shark Park. Now, on paper, you go, yeah, okay, sure. Like, Sharks should get a home final. But why the fuck was Manly never given a home final during the glory years?
Yeah.
Always moved to the SFS.
Yeah.
Never given a fucking home track at Brookie to get the job done in front of the faithful. Why the fuck do the Sharks, with a stadium half the size of Brookvale, get to host a home final?
It's a great question, Ed. It's a great question, and one that we probably won't get an answer to, unfortunately. But
Remember we used to go to the SFS, you'd look around, you go, there's 10,000
Yeah.
people here. There would have been 20,000 Brookie, and then they'd put up on the screen, they'd lie about how many people were there. They'd say 25. I was like, bullshit. There isn't 25,000 people here. The stadium's fucking
and it was like we weren't
9/10
even,
empty.
So sometimes we go to the SFS and play like the Cowboys or some shit. But even then, I'm pretty sure we played the Roosters once at the SFS when it was our home. And it was
We
just like,
did.
this is
We did, and we
fucking
lost it.
ridiculous. Yeah, and none of them rocked up. Like no Roosters fans because they're all a bunch of weak gutted dogs. It's frustrating. It is frustrating. It is frustrating.
It's frustrating in the extreme. How did this one slip through to the keeper? 12,500 at Shark Park?
Now, what were can we just see, what are the games for this? What are the finals games? Fuck, I'm horny for it.
So
though.
Friday night's a
Friday night,
bell ringer.
Broncos, Storm, 750.
Again.
Holy shit. Broncos, the Storm's record is very good against the Broncos.
At Suncorp as well.
At Suncorp, this is a fucking blockbuster.
It's a bell ringer.
This is so good, dude. What
Simple
a
as
great
that.
game. And then you got Panthers v. the Wars. Come on, Wars.
Imagine if the Wars got it done.
Dude, get them, Wars.
Get them, Wars. Get up and work, boy.
Get up and get them, Wars.
What's the Wars record at Penrith?
Probably not good.
I don't know if Tobler's
Different
got that in
team,
him.
though. No, that's putting too much pressure on the kid. Listen, different team, this Wars team.
As in Like they've got
This
more.
year,
They've got a
this
bit
year's
about
a
them.
different team. So like their record and their history is like the Wires' history generally is not good. You know what I mean? So like
Finger to the wind. Finger to the wind.
they win it.
I think they win.
I think they
there's
win.
There's an upset on the wind.
Yeah.
I can smell one.
Yeah.
I can smell an upset.
Can I tell you the
big
upsets?
one.
I think the Warriors can upset the Panthers. I think the Roosters can definitely upset the Sharks, and I think the Raiders can upset is it Raiders Knights?
Raiders Knights.
Yeah.
I think that
I don't think so.
the Knights with all their players back.
I don't think so.
I think Knights get the job done.
I think
Roosters and
you know what
and
I think
Wars.
happens. I think the Roosters beat the Sharks. I think Robbo puts one over the Apprentice.
Yeah.
And I think that we will all be able to sit back and go, ooh, Cronulla's lost their last 3 finals games.
Yeah.
Etch.
Yeah. They're going to start getting like a bit of a thing about, and they'll be out as well. 'Cause it's going to be
No,
lost.
it's out. See you later. See you later,
Elimination.
alligator. I think they get beaten.
I'm on Roosters this
I think the
weekend.
Roosters win.
Yeah. There wouldn't be any markets out, would there?
Roosters win.
Yeah, I think.
What's the line?
No, it's $91.93. Oh, the line would be 1.5 points probably. I'd say
For which game?
For the Roosters Sharks.
it'd be 1.5 points or 1 point.
Yeah, it's 1.5.
Yeah, see, well, then what I'm doing is I'm putting my gloves up and I'm going fucking hard responsibly at the Roosters line because that'd be plus.
Yeah, but that would be it'll be like $1.85 probably.
Whatever, dude. That's what the point of going responsibly hard at it is. Cover up and then,
Right hook.
yeah.
Yeah, that mate. I'm telling you right now. I tell you what, the other line's getting fucking worked into the earth. That Warriors line. I'm gonna pound that.
What is that line? That line would be
That
good.
that line's getting like
Yeah.
its ass pounded.
Yeah, responsibly.
No offense.
Responsibly. What's not offense? Nothing wrong with it.
It's
12.5.
12. Oh,
That's great.
I'm pounding that line
Pounding it. I
into
might have
the
to do that
earth.
now because that'll come in.
Oh, that line. That's just getting.
Can you just remind us, make a note at the end of this show, shout out to Ned's, gamble responsibly, but we will be pounding.
There's a couple of lines there are getting fucking trains run on them.
Yeah.
That Roosters line, thanks very much. The Sharks will lose. I can just sense it.
Sharks will lose.
Sucked in. I think Knights beat the Raiders. Raiders are all at sea. If I'm to pick a winner, punters and dribblers, and I know that's what you come here for, what does Edward think in regards to the Broncos and the Storm?
I want the Broncos.
I think the Broncos win. I think the Broncos win.
Rise to the occasion.
Do you wanna
Players
do
come
a-
back in.
Do you want to do a ladder predictor for the final series? So like pick the matchups.
Oh,
Yeah.
so like we'll go through them. Okay,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
up to the top.
No, here we go. I've got
So we'll go Broncos win.
Hold on, he's getting on the
Oh,
screen
you can
for
do
us.
it, can you? Is
Yeah.
this like a little fun little thing?
It's a
you
fun
do?
little
just
game
a fun
you
little
can do with
thing
your
we can do,
friends.
boys.
All right, Broncos,
Yep.
Yep.
Warriors,
Roosters.
Knights.
Knights.
Nice.
Happy with that.
Then
Between Penrith and Knights.
Panthers.
And then
Panthers will beat the Knights in
Storm
a
will
tight
beat the
one.
Roosters.
Storm will beat Roosters, yeah. Warriors,
beat Storm.
see now, when the Warriors are shit, they beat the Storm. When the Warriors are good, the Storm. I don't know what happens.
but they've beaten the Storm before in a prelim.
That's what I'm saying, though, right?
I think Warriors win.
In New Zealand, go Warriors.
Warriors at home in New Zealand.
Broncos.
Ooh, you reckon?
Well, fuck, dude. This is what I want.
Yep, Broncos. Fuck it.
Broncos Warriors grand final would be so good.
It
dude.
would be so good.
That would be so good. Imagine the Wars beating the Broncos.
Oh,
in the GF.
give it to me. Give it to me. Hook to my veins because I don't want the Broncos to win. I really don't.
No, and I don't want the Storm in the grand final.
No, we've had enough of that.
Can I say the only thing I will say around?
Can I be honest? I've had enough of Storm and GFs. I've had a gutful.
Well, Panthers as well, though. But there
Had
is a
enough.
part of me, right?
Had enough.
There's a part of me that I have to acknowledge, right? I have to like the deep, dark recesses of my mind and the things, the things
Your
that are a little
soul.
bit dirty that, but they're still you're the sum of all your parts, and there are dirty parts of me. And one of those is
Dirty,
that, like,
filthy parts.
one of those is that there is an element with the Panthers, and when you saw the way they put the fucking Cowboys to the sword on the weekend, where I'm like, you do sometimes need to sit back and acknowledge greatness when it's happening in front of you. And whilst you and I have had our ups and downs with the Panthers, when they were first coming up, they were cool, young, hot, brash kids and everyone loved them. Then it was like, fuck, these guys are always winning. Then, a couple of their players are a bit arrogant or whatever. But I am still, there's a part of me that's like, fuck, they're good. They are good. They're just they're a weapon side. If they go trip, they're one of the greatest sides of all time. Now, I hate them, and do I want that to happen? Maybe not. Maybe I don't want Penrith to have that. But
Maybe
they're
but
probably
also,
already there.
Listen.
4 straight grand finals, I'll make. 1-3.
I know exactly what you're saying, Tom. Sometimes it is nice to stop and smell the roses. Recognize greatness when it's in front of you for all to see. I think that given how difficult it is statistically, historically, to go back-to-back, the three-peat, I think, may be slightly beyond them. Luai, where's his form going to be at? Will he be carrying an injury? I think that just might be the tipping point.
Maybe. But again, it was the Cowboys on the weekend, but geez, they beat
I tell you what else would be fun, if Warriors beat Panthers first week and then they beat Broncos and then we get the final again. Warriors-Panthers, GF.
Oh, the 2003.
Comes back around.
Wait, no.
I'm saying we get it again, same game.
2003 was Panthers-Roosters. Yeah. But I wouldn't even want that. Do you want the same game in the fucking grand final? Because then if they'll come back and beat the Warriors in the grand final. That's what will happen. If the Warriors beat them week 1.
So we need Broncos to beat them in the semi.
Yeah,
That's what we need.
Yeah.
Or the prelim, right?
And listen, I think ultimately fresh blood, fresh Premier blood is what you want. Waz grand final win would be fucking so good. Who are the players they rested? Because they've got Charnsy boy at fullback. You've got in the halves. Metcalf's out. I think Metcalf's done his fucking hammy. But is it Tamari Martin and Shawnee Johnson? The Kiwis, our Kiwi brothers and sisters
they
over
need
the
us.
ditch, mate.
They need us now.
They're all up and about. And, why wouldn't you? We've got to fucking get down for the Waz. I wouldn't mind one of those retro Waz jerseys. Is that sacrilegious? Can we wear another jersey in finals time if it's not a...
I don't think we can wear
That's
it.
uncouth?
I think it's uncouth.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we can certainly barrack for our boys and girls across the ditch, Aotearoa, all that sort of shit. But I think that's probably where we leave it.
We'd be pushing the envelope if we start wearing the other gang's colours.
I wouldn't feel comfortable.
Yep.
And it's about feeling comfortable in your own skin or
Yep.
your own jersey,
Yep.
even though it's not your jersey. It
No.
wouldn't be your jersey, and I wouldn't feel comfortable. That's why I wouldn't feel comfortable.
No,
It's not my jersey.
that makes sense.
You know?
That makes great sense. So we're picking a Broncos-Warriors grand final. That'd be great. Geez, it'd be interesting to see how the Warriors rise to the occasion this weekend.
Get up and work. That's what I'd say.
How about this, Eddie?
Get
also,
up and work.
Just for you and I.
Again, that line is in big trouble.
Oh, that line's just going to get deep-throated. Consensually, of course, and responsibly. I just think it's also worth you and I getting a bit of a fucking... A lot of people were sort of like, oh, these guys talking shit, but now a photo emerged of Cleary and Mary Fowler.
Yeah.
That-
You think we talk shit?
That is either predates or postdates the initial thing we were talking about. There was a pedestrian article. It was once I heard Hello Sport report on it, it was fucking no way, this is true. Da, 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 da. And to whoever's journalist credit, I think she did write a retraction or an acknowledgement.
Well, I would a personal apology, flowers maybe would have been nice, but that's okay.
A couple of Mary Flowers, we didn't get any of those.
Well, some Marys would have been nice, but that's by the by.
It is what it is.
When have we ever talked shit on this podcast? Name one time.
Name one
single moment. One time in history when we've fucking talked shit. Never. We're always spot on the pulse. Always.
But the chick in the article, she was like, I couldn't find, because we acknowledged that we initially saw it from the great and powerful Danny Wides.
Yeah, we did.
She was like, I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm like,
Well, it's because it was in the fucking paper and they don't put everything in the paper online.
No, it was in the digital newspaper.
Yeah, but you can't search the digital newspaper.
No, you just got to go and find it, which is obviously a bit more digging involved.
But she's just Googled it and hoped the article would come up.
Correct.
Newsflash.
Correct.
Not everything
You gotta
in
go
the
through the
digital
paper.
or physical paper goes online.
You got to go through it. But she was like, well, I'm prepared to just give them the benefit of the doubt that it was in the paper. And I'm like, well, if you weren't going to give us the benefit of the doubt, then I feel like you would be saying, we made it up. It came true.
Yep.
And then, that's one of the great calls all time, if that's what you think.
You reckon we just sat there one day and said, let's make up that Nathan Cleary and Mary Fowler went on a date, an ice cream date, and make up that Danny Widler wrote about it in the paper? Pretty weird.
Yeah. But it would also mean that we're like Nostradamus.
Which we have been
accused of that in the past.
To Nostradamus before. It's not something that's ever felt particularly right.
Well, listen, we're humble, so you don't like
because I'm so humble, and you're humble, and we're humble. We're humble guys.
Anyway, there's more smoke to that fire, to that rumour.
Come on, let's not get it twisted. And they're like, well, we asked Nathan Cleary and he said it wasn't true. Mate, how fucking old are you, bruh? You don't confirm that you're dating someone after one ice cream?
No.
Like, fuck off with that bullshit. Of course he's not going to confirm it. He'll scare her away.
Or the fact
But an ice cream is an ice cream, mate. You don't just go and get ice cream if you're not slightly interested in someone.
Yeah, you also don't meet up again, outside of work hours, work commitments. Now, listen, they're young kids and they're intelligent enough to know that long distance often doesn't work, and maybe it's more like, hey, let's just enjoy each other while we have each other, and then it's like, you go and be a global superstar and I'm going to go and plot my assault on a third straight prem.
That's right. But for now, let's just get to
know each other, enjoy each other's company.
Know each other's bodies.
Let's get papped on a nice little river walk in Penrith.
Yeah. You can explore my chin, you know what I mean?
Tell you what, that photo though looked awkward. I don't know what it was an awkward photo, just body language. Obviously it was a photo, but like.
Oh, you got awkward body language vibes.
It felt awkward to me. It felt awkward.
Why?
He was like turning one way while she was slightly turning the other way, like walking. And listen, that obviously, look at that. Like, where's she stepping? Where's he stepping? But that to me would also lend itself to the fact that.
Well, she doesn't look awkward.
No, but they like if you see fucking a photographer taking photos of you, like, oh, this is awkward.
It was just a local, apparently, on their phone.
Oh, okay.
A riverside rendezvous. Wow.
Sorry, but that's just what? No. Bang on. Hello, sport. Chalk us up for another W.
Just another dub. Chalk it up. How many is that now? Fucking 1 million W's?
Million W's.
Million and a half W's?
Yeah.
Maybe 2 million, 3 million, 5
20
million
million W's.
70 million, 80 million, 100 million dubs?
Manly getting rid of some players, Ed.
We are.
The season's over. Great win to round it out. We're moving some players on.
We're moving and re-signing.
Yeah. Can you tell me who did we remove?
So the 5 are Ben Condon,
Yep.
KO Weeks, Zach Fulton, Kelma Tuolangi, and Carl Lawton.
So, first one, Ben Condon came, I think, from the Cowboys. I think he played a couple of games. All the best to Ben. Didn't really play many, that's sure. That's he's a back rower, I think. KO Weeks, fuck, man. He seems pretty highly touted at the start of the season. He was. Now, he didn't blow anyone's dicks away when he played. But I would have thought that someone like him would have been nice to keep around, personally, if the hype was real. Now,
the way I would look at it, right, is he's behind Tommy Turbo, Ruben Garrick, and Stubby Kula at fullback, right? So he's fourth in line.
Yeah.
And then in the halves, you got Jake Arthur, DCE, and fucking Luke Brooks next year.
And does that mean Cooper Johns is still playing?
I don't think so.
Or is he just retiring?
He's only on a training trial. He wasn't even contracted under the 30, don't think.
But do you not? So you don't announce that fucking.
Well, I don't think he was contracted, so I don't know if you do. I'm not sure.
Interesting.
You'd have to look into that.
But at 14, I don't know. Listen, he seemed like you're gonna go and see him go and fucking dominate another club. I just am like, that one's a little bit concerning.
Maybe.
Now the Zach Fulton one, he only played a couple of first grade games. Maybe literally only 2.
Well, he won basically every fucking award there was to win last year at the award ceremony for the 20s, if you recall.
Listen, it will be the final Fulton out the door, and I say that with no glee or anything, but I'm just like, that's like.
Oh, there's no glee.
But that seems to be. I mean, would it shock you if he rocks up at the Tigers? It wouldn't shock me.
I think there's a very good chance he.
I thought he would have. I would have liked to have seen how he went in the top grade a little bit, but and especially with the injuries and turnover we were having, you thought he might have got a sniff at some point, but whatever. That's cool.
They're also talking about re-signing.
Did I see Morgan Harper not mentioned there?
Gordon
Chang Kong Tong.
Yeah. Let me get this up. Hang on.
He's played well since his current mate. See, now he's a 14 or a 9. Lockie Croker as well.
So Cooper Johns has been linked with an exit to the club. I think they're offering him around to some Super League clubs, but it sounds like Manly don't have the salary for him.
Did Morgan Harper get named on that list of departing players?
He wasn't featured in the 5.
Interesting. No disrespect. Thought that may have been, especially with the players they're bringing in.
Those 5 have been told to fuck off.
Respectfully.
Now, it comes as News Corp reports that Ray Vega, Ethan Bullymore, Jamie Humphries and Gordon Chan Kum Tong have re-signed on the top 30 deals for next season.
Good.
There are also plans to lock in star second row Hamali Olakawatu beyond 2025 too. So he's signed until the end of 2025, so 2 more seasons.
Good.
The club is also reportedly keen to re-sign workhorse centre Brad Parker, Mr. Clubman, who is without a deal for next season at this stage. Manly want to give injured prop Matt Lodge a deal for next season and are considering another contract for veteran Aaron Woods as well. That's basically the long
and the
short of it, Tom.
Okay.
Interesting. I would say, Matt Lodge, where you at with that ACL? Because
I think Matt Lodge is 100%. You get it. You fucking
cheapest.
Mate, it would cost you fucking nothing. When he played, he was really good. I thought when he added a lot, offload, big thick presence in the middle. You pair that with a Paseka, you pair that with a fucking Sipley, an Aloye. We got a big fucking thick front row rotation. And then if you've got Aaron Woods back below deck, as it were,
just Clubman play.
Clubman play, Boy and the boys play, plus maybe a couple of emerging throbbers coming through. Again, we got rid of some no disrespect to Kelma Tuolangi, but a bit of a bust, unfortunately, this year.
Unfortunately, started well,
but Bullymore is a workhorse, dude.
It works. He's
tough as
dick to the bone.
And then Gordy Chan Kum Tong, and I'm happy with all that shit.
Who scored a try on Friday as well?
Again,
very nice to see.
Maybe Morgan Harper's on deal. It goes beyond is for next year as well. So it's you don't let him go. I for some reason thought he was off contract, and that's no shitting on Morgan Harper. Just thought that's what it was. We had people coming in and out. You understand what I'm saying?
I get you, bro.
I would love to see what all the other teams are doing. Is there any more lists of what other teams have got going on?
No, they're just talking about Addo Carr, who's been linked with trying to get the fuck out of the Bulldogs. He's apparently not.
Really?
Yeah. There's whispers on the wind.
Well, that actually brings us to another topic. Former Manly Seagulls player, Andrew Davey of Craig Davey fame. I think he was at the Dogs, went to Manly, or at Parramatta, went to Manly, then back. Let's say he started the Dogs. I think it was. Dogs, then to Manly.
Yep.
Played quite well for Manly. Had an injury-riddled, had one season he did ACL some shit, but then played well for Manly.
Played all right, yeah.
Back to the Dogs. Fuck all games for the Dogs. Mid-season switched to Parramatta. Then I think he came out in the Sunday papers and was like, from what I traversed very loosely, was basically the culture of the Dogs was shit. Didn't like it. And that's why I wanted out. Then friend of the show, James Graham, came out on Triple M and absolutely fucking smashed him. Can you get that up?
Mm-hmm.
Smashed Craig Davey.
Smashed Craig Davey. Or maybe I can and just play it into the fucking...
Yeah, just do that.
Mate, he smoked him.
But Andrew Davey, he's put himself in the fire. He's put himself in the firing line. He came to...
Can I just ask, who's he?
He was a Bulldogs player. He played 2 games for the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Right. Came over from Manly this season. And he's come out and basically criticised Cam Serraldo and the Bulldogs, the culture. Let me tell you this. I don't like doing this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think the truth needs to come out in that situation. Andrew Davey came to the club thinking he was going to play every week. And he got outworked by a 21-year-old called Jacob Preston. And he embarrassed him. And that's why Andrew Davey isn't happy, is because he came under the pretense of, I'm going to play first grade every week, and a 21-year-old put him in his place, and he couldn't get in the team. So he kicks his toys, and he pisses off to Parramatta. So unlucky, mate. You didn't like it because you weren't getting picked, and you thought you were. And a 21-year-old Jacob Preston, who's been absolutely fantastic, one of the finals of the season, has shoved it up your arse. So see you later.
Oh, wow. The big fella.
Shit.
Jimmy goes whack, bruh.
So, I don't even know what to make of that. Again,
we'll just...
You just enjoy that for what it is.
Just enjoy your rugby league football.
Enjoy your rugby league football, punters and dribblers.
That is good gear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
The big fella.
But what you
He's
do,
a proud, passionate man.
he is.
You can't knock it.
He's fiery.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But you do, like, that's James Graham's a Bulldogs man. But like, then if you hear that like Addo Carr wants out, there's like fucking Tavita's bailing. There's the problem with the fucking.
There's the problem with the wrestling, like the thing last week with the player who hasn't been named.
Ben Teo said something again. I think it was on. I said on Triple M on the podcast he does with Girds and Medicine, where he was like, if you're using that wrestling tactic as a way to belittle someone, then it is a bad thing to do. Whereas if you're using that as like a, motivating tool and like general thing, I'd never really thought about the fact of like belittling someone in a sense like that. I'd never thought about it from the belittling standpoint. He's quite a switched on dude, is Ben Teo.
Yeah, he said if you're using the drill as humiliation and embarrassment, you're missing the point. More so, and then he goes on in the video. Here, I'll play it for you.
Have we got Vol?
Look, I'm a coach at the moment, and I do those drills all the time. Guys, we call them shark bait. We call them feed them to the lions, or whatever you want to call it, where you get a guy in the middle and you make him wrestle one player after another until he's literally so fatigued that he can't lift his arms and he's getting thrown around. But when you do these drills, they're meant to be complemented with encouragement. You want to encourage players because you're essentially breaking them down to then try and build them back up. But if you're using that drill as a punishment and you're using that drill as a bit of humiliation and embarrassment, I think you're missing the point there. And I don't think culturally that would be the right way to go about things. Maybe other coaches have different views. But if a guy's come late and he's maybe even disputing whether he's late or not, and then his punishment is to get thrown around by all the players, you can understand there that he might be left in a very distressed state. And we have a lot of players that are going through a lot of different things. And there might be a really good reason why he's struggling or he was late. But then to throw him to the lions, as I'd say, or shark bait, I don't know if really culturally you would have got a lot out of that. And that's just my opinion on it.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Very well spoken.
He's very well spoken.
Very well spoken.
Come on the potty, Ben.
Big fan of Ben. That was good.
Yeah.
And I know what he's saying. And it puts into context, I think, what he's saying there. Players being like, we felt really uncomfortable doing it.
And apparently there are reports of like they were told like not to help him up and shit, like the guy.
Hectic. It was obviously hectic. It's a massive thing. And if this happens every week, right? This shit happens every week. You talk to fucking anyone that plays rugby league or has been around the game, this shit is super common. This like fucking feed them shark bait stuff that Ben T is talking about. The fact that we're talking about it happening at the Bulldogs training means that there was something wrong with how it went. It was a bit off. Clearly. Otherwise, we wouldn't be fucking talking about it.
Or players are, there is also the argument that the players at the club who are complaining about it are
the fringies.
The fringies potentially not made of the right stuff. That's not what I'm saying. That's the
but then you'd have fringies complaining about it every other week at other clubs.
Well, you might, but maybe these fringies particularly fringy. You know what I mean?
But like lippy fringies.
Yeah, like fringies who aren't made of the right stuff think they deserve to not be fringies, but they're fringies for a reason, and it's like
fringies looking to lip up, get physical.
Well, they don't want to get physical.
Well, they want to get physical. They want to get sneaky. Not sneaky, but they want to get, chirp behind club's back.
Whingy fringy.
A whingy fringy. On the blower to a fucking journo sort of stuff.
Yeah.
We don't know punters and dribblers, and that's why podcasts like ours exist. To wade through the mud, metaphorical mud.
Yeah.
And make the most of what we have at hand, which is mud. Yeah. And that's all we've got.
Very little. Very little. But from a rugby league context, I don't know if there's too much else.
It was confirmed this morning that Sebi Chris accepted 5 weeks for that spear tackle.
Did you see that tackle, bro?
No.
I'll get it up.
Bro, he speared the absolute fuck out of Sione Katoa from the Sharks.
Yeah, sweet.
Well, at least I saw the still, actually. I don't know if he, drove him into the ground from there. Also, just a quick thing that I wanted to touch on. Bradman Best has a younger brother called Baxter Best, and he is being pursued by 3 NRL clubs as a Year 8 student.
Baxter Best.
Baxter Best.
I love that.
Also,
shout out to Foz Foreign.
Poppy Foreign. You know why what we missed here, Eddie? on Father's Day, who is the biggest father in rugby league? A guy that's a grandfather. So a three
generations.
hat trick.
They're there if you want them.
If you want them, they're
If
there.
you want them, they're there. They're absolutely there. You just got to look for them.
Yep.
If you look for them,
You'll
they're
find
there.
'em.
You'll find them, but you got to look for them. And if you look for them, you'll find them. Sebi, Chris. Ooh, that's nasty.
Oh, baby. That's bad.
a shocker. Oh, no.
I feel bad for him a little bit in that Katoa's also twisting and turning. Now, again, he fucked up. That's a bad tackle. Oh, was it on Ramian?
Mate, he's beyond the horizontal.
Oh, and he's just given the straight red. Yes.
So,
Look, beyond the horizontal, but he's bending down. It is Katoa.
Doesn't matter.
Bang!
Look at him fucking drop him on his neck. Nah, that's a shocker.
But what I'm saying is there is so if you're picking someone up and then going to put them down, if they are twisting in towards you, right? So they are twisting their head towards the ground. It's hard for you to stop. Whereas if they weren't and it was just on their back, it may still go beyond the horizontal, but they're landing.
He's beyond
on their
his
back.
horizontal.
But yeah, you don't. It doesn't turn out like that.
No, of course not. But he's still beyond the horizontal.
Sure, but I don't think
bad
but you
tackle.
may not get a red card for it just being beyond the horizontal.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's still a shocking tackle.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Well, no,
but
that's it. No, that is a shocking tackle. But I'm saying if he doesn't turn into it and it's just a beyond the horizontal, maybe onto his back, I don't think it's as bad. But again, whatever. It is what it is. It's a fucking gross looking look. It's a gross looking tackle. But 5 to 6 weeks, it's funny because that tackle is one of the worst ones you've seen. And then Hargraves, obviously, is a repeat offender, but he's gone for 50 months. But nothing he's done looked that bad.
Well, we went over it last week on the DMP. How you get loading for shit that's not even related to the thing you get rubbed out for. Contrary conduct gets you waiting for a striking charge. You should get waiting for the same thing. So if you're a serial striker, you get waiting on those charges.
Yes.
As opposed to telling the ref to fuck off and then spear tackling a bloke. That shouldn't be linked.
They aren't linked. Well, they shouldn't be linked. I agree.
That's my opinion. That's probably where we'll leave rugby league.
I think it is where we leave rugby league. Shout out to rugby league.
Shout out to
Finals
us as
fever.
well.
Shout out to us. Fucking just getting through the damn thing. Just another season. Not done yet, but just pounding.
Shout out to you for getting through the regular season.
Regular season. Fucking
27
smoked
of
it.
the best.
Punters and dribblers this Sunday,
Sunday, mate.
10th of September 2023,
12 p.m.
12 p.m. Well, actually, the prelims started, I think, 8. But UFC 223, is that it? Can you scroll up? 293. UFC 293. Now, this is going to be available for purchase, this pay-per-view, via KO. On main event via KO. You don't need a KO subscription. It is in front of the KO paywall. Israel Adesanya defends his middleweight world championship against Sean Strickland, who is one crazy, funny motherfucker. And then in the co-main, you've got Bam Bam Tai Tuivasa taking on Alexander Volkov. Obviously, when big man fucking Tai is involved, it's big time throwing. Eddie, you and I obviously lucky enough that we're going to be going to this
Oh,
biff.
fuck yeah.
Very horny for that. Shout out to KO, but
Shout out to our good friends at KO. Best in the business.
yeah.
A reminder, punters and dribblers, that you can buy the biffs this weekend through main event on KO.
Literally, I just said that.
Did you?
I literally maybe went through, that was probably the beginning of it. I said that.
Well, it's probably worth repeating.
Well, look, it's always worth repeating, but sometimes I just feel like you're not listening to me. And it's just,
Well, sometimes you just wash over me.
yeah, I get that. Can you scroll down, Tobler?
Tyson Pedro's fighting as well.
Tyson Pedro fighting. Kai Kara-France, unfortunately,
Cancelled.
he got concussed in training. But that's just the main card. So now it'll be Tyson Pedro picking it off. What's the prelims? Jack Jenkins, another Australian guy. And same with Jamie Malarkey. But Jack Jenkins is a bit of a goer. And then Jamie Malarkey, I'm pretty sure that we saw him fighting when we were in Perth.
Yep.
A lightweight contender. But listen, Israel Adesanya, if you saw his last fight where he fucking knocked out Pereira, round 2, one of the great knockouts all time. Sean Strickland can get hit. I'll say that. He doesn't mind getting hit. He's a good fighter, though. He's a great fucking fighter. He smoked the last guy he fought, whose name escapes me. But this will be a good one.
Mate, I can't wait for fucking Bam Bam to walk out.
Yeah. I've never seen Izzy fight live either, but just...
Nah, neither.
I'm horny for both
Well,
of
I've
those.
only been to one UFC event ever.
So, the chances of us seeing him
facto,
live...
probably haven't seen him live. That's not going to shock anyone. But when Bam Bam comes out and hopefully knocks the fuck out of Volkov...
Yeah. Volkov a good fighter as
I'm
well.
excited for that.
Volkov a good fighter. Are there any odds out for this thing at the moment?
Izzy'd have to be short, you'd think.
Izzy would be very short.
Very,
See
very,
if
very
it's on
short.
with our good friends at NED.
So Izzy's $1.15 and Strickland's $5.60.
560, yep, that seems right. And then what about Ty?
Ty's $3 and Volkov is $1.40.
Ooh.
I'm on that.
Yeah, I'm on Ty there. Ty's $3.
Yeah, I'm all over that.
Dude, there's a couple of things we got to get stuck into today.
There's a lot of things we need to get stuck in today.
Ty being one of them. But that's it, punters and dribblers. So that is this Sunday. The main card kicks off at 12 p.m. The prelims, I think, is 8. First fight's at 8.
8:30 a.m.
8:30 a.m.
Then that's the early prelims, and the prelims start at 10 a.m.
Yes. But as we said, it's available on main event via KO. Obviously, I would assume most of you have KO subscriptions anyway, so it doesn't matter. You can just purchase it through there. But if you don't have a KO subscription and you do want to watch the Biffs, then you can do it without a subscription in front of the paywall. They're just making it easy for you to watch people fucking throw down.
100%.
If you're in the business of enjoying people punching on, like Eddie and I, then this is good. This is good stuff. There's good punching to be had here.
Also, first time back in Sydney in quite some time,
Yep.
the UFC.
Yep.
You got to be a part of history. And what better way to spend a Sunday than with the Biffs on?
Yeah.
It's just, it can't be bested. It's fucking glorious.
Sunday punch-ons.
12 o'clock, main event about 2:33. It's just, you can't best that sort of
That
shit.
main event being the main fight,
Yes.
obviously, as we say, the actual card, 12 p.m.
Main event, KO.
Main event, KO. Now, our chat with Jai Arrow from our All Talk chat with Jai Arrow is the full chat's up on our YouTube and
Yes, it is.
podcast.
Yes, it is.
Shout out to Jai for coming on.
Big fan of Jai and his mullet.
We did do the chat pre the recent pooch run in that he had, his latest dog punch on, and also like we're pretty sure that he found out about the Sam Burgess news like as the interview fucking concluded. He didn't say anything. He just saw text messages and sort of was like, "Oh fuck, bit going on."
Yeah.
So we didn't touch on any of that for obvious reasons.
It was
Also
interesting.
went on
It was
in the
an
business
interesting.
of-
It was an interesting week that week.
Yeah.
and he didn't really know a whole lot about what was going on.
But we
so-
also aren't in the business of being like, "Hey, let's get some real fucking hard hitting." We're not journos.
Well, even if we wanted to be that fucking guy, there wouldn't have been much there because you didn't know what the fuck was going on.
No, exactly right. Exactly right.
Big fan of Jai.
Big
Give it a
fan of Jai.
listen.
This
Shout out
week,
SEN.
this week, so tomorrow, SEN, 8 p.m., the one and only Kieran Hattrick Foran. Again, should we have got on him for any try, let alone a hat trick, considering he was going to do the next episode of All Talk? Yeah, we should have. And that's on us.
Yeah, but then I think to be honest, Tom, it's more about the Father's Day play and the grandfather, and there's the hat trick, 3 generations, as opposed to, because Tobler maintains it's the week it comes out, and that would have been the week previous. So I think the stronger omen was definitely Father's Day.
Sure.
I'll tell you this. One of my most enjoyable interviews to date, me personally, just as a human being.
Yeah.
Humo being.
Humo being.
Just as a human being, Kieran Foran is a stud.
Yep.
An absolute stud. Do not miss this.
No.
Probably the alpha of the NRL. There I said it.
Well, you have to be if you're the fucking only grandfather, which he addresses. And quickly, to wrap things up, for the very few dribblers out there, and I mean very few, who think that our page generally is a place where you can come and talk shit to the people we're interviewing, or to provide like completely unconstructive criticism of them, then you're just going to get blocked. That's what it's about. It's all good. It's a fun place. You can talk shit. You can have a laugh. You can be like, fucking stop talking over each other, you loud cunt, say whatever you want. But if you come and start talking shit to people who've given their time willingly to come on the podcast and have a yarn with us that you can then listen to, again, fucking tiny percentage of people, given the fact that there's over 50,000 of you cunts, then we're just going to block you because it's bullshit and it's not fair on them because they come in and they give their time. Other than that, sorry to get like daddy on you. You know what I mean? Sorry to fucking.
That was all daddy energy.
Sorry to fucking clip you around the ears.
That was daddy energy right there,
sorry,
bro.
Mate. Well, fuck, it pisses me off. Anyway, that's us.
Bye.
Bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?